Okay, Jill, first cook 2 chickens. Or 1. Makes it all nice and juicy and crispy, all the flavours there. And all this juice that comes out of them goes into the Instant Pot 2. So don't chuck that away, that's good stuff. Yeah, that is so good. Take all the meat off the bones, put the bones in said Instant Pot. There you go, Jill. And there's the nice chuck meat. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Oh, now don't show Angus this because that would be bad. You may faint. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Carcass all goes in the Instant Pot. Now we've got to fill up with water and all the nice juices in here which have the flavours because we put loads of spices all over the chucks. Right, I've got to do the next bit because, we've got to eat, yeah. Cool. Okay, Jill, so we decant all the nice juices and all the bones from the said chuck cooking area into the Instant Pot. We've also added the apple cider vinegar to this to deglaze all the goodness and the flavours. That's all gone in with here, and added water until it fills up just so that it just covers over the chuck carcasses. Delicious carcasses with all the goodness that's going to be going in from this to your body. And I don't. Yes. So yes, we're and then we cover it over, and that's got to leave overnight. Cool. Then we'll resume tomorrow morning. Okay, Mum's just come towards me with her new creations.
I'll save you one.
Yeah, she's going to save you one. Oh, look at them. Yes.
Very nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, good. The cherries are delicious.
I know.
Nice touch in the middle.
Warm them up.
Must
Nice
be warmed
and
up
hot.
first.
Nice and hot.
Chuck, 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 chuck. Yeah! Chuck! Chucky, chuck, 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 chuck. Okay, Jill. The following day, your stuff should look like this. There'll be some congealed fat on the top, but don't worry because that'll all go back to fluid when it starts cooking in the Instant Pot. So, plug your Instant Pot in. Then, what settings you have to put on? Well, first I put the, hang on a sec, you better hold that here. You've got to put this into the Instant Pot. The top. Get the noise, turn to the lock, and then make sure this thing over here. Right, this thing here, make sure it's on seating and not venting. If it's on venting, you're going to hear air all the time when it's doing it, so keep it seated. See? Seated. It will feel loose, don't worry, that's supposed to be like that, so don't feel it has to click in and stay like secured. Then, we push the soup broth button, make sure it's on low pressure. If it's not, then you have to change it, and turn off keep warm so that after it's finished, it doesn't keep going. Then you set the timer to 2 hours. I've already had it set to it, but yeah, just you hold it down, then it'll do less. I think it goes up in increments if you love. But 2 hours, 2 hours, you didn't see that. Yeah, 2 hours. And that's pretty much it. So soup broth, low pressure, turn off the keep warm button, and it's on. Yeah. The broth is a cooking. So, yes, yes, yes. I think the pressure button, you want to change it to from low to high, that's the button for it. But we want it on low, so make sure it goes low, that's the button to change pressure. That one. Now, Jill, it took about 15 minutes to warm up. and then the countdown started from the 2 hours. So bear that in mind. It won't start the countdown straight away when you first start. It will take a while for it to get up to heat. And under no circumstances ever touch this while it is on. And give it a couple hours after for it to naturally cool down. And then if you want, you can gently pull the pressure gauge a little bit. But I would just let it, we leave ours for about, what is it, 5-6 hours? But you don't need to, but yeah. Cool, yeah, yeah. And Mum's now feeding the cat.
Ginger.
Ginger.
She's got beautiful little face.
She has some of the chicken.
Much to Andrew's horror.
Yeah.
She's eating his chicken.
Cooked all that nice chicken, that was all. Oh, well, yeah. She can have a little bit, that's fine. Okay, Jill, it was off. It's been off for probably a few hours, maybe 3 or 4. It's always good to leave it and at least an hour, because you don't want any pressure to be left in here. You want it to naturally release the pressure, not manually release the pressure. So let it naturally just lower down the pressure on its own, and then after an hour or 2, or I leave it for a good few hours so that it's cool enough to use, then just gently just tease that just to make sure there's nothing left. It shouldn't be anything going on there. Like that. Yes. Then we can release the lid, lift up, let a bit of fluid drip out. Yeah. And then you can slot it in the side like so. I'm not sure if the smaller one's got that feature, but hopefully it does. And then you have your delicious chicken bone broth. Look at that. Oh, yes. Yeah, oh, wow. Oh, that's good stuff. Next stage is straining. Yes, straining time. Time to strain it off. Watch your space. Okay, Jill, some useful tools you may need. A big thing to decant into with a sieve of some sorts. Doesn't have to be that fine, just enough for it to not collect all the, well, for it to collect all the bits and bobs that are in there. A fat separator thing. I don't know what it's actually called. You might know that. I have no idea. And some decanting tubs or things. We put them into these things because they can go in the freezer, then you can get out one portion at a time for whatever you might need. So to decant, Mum, can you hold the camera a second? Oh yeah. Oh, she's busy. No, she can't do that. No, he's outside. No, don't worry. All right. I'll show you the after decanted. So everybody's just pouring out in and making sure you don't spill too much. Okay. So decanting for decanting. This is still going to be hot even though it's been about 4 hours after it's done. So, but you don't matter how long you leave it for. You can leave it as long as you want. Then carefully decant into said area without trying to spill too much because it is sticky, and anywhere it gets, it's going to be sticky with it. Yeah, look at that! Wow, this is 2 chooks worth. 2 juicy chooks. And that's gonna be, this is too much. Wow, this is amazing. Look how much we got. And you can squeeze it out. Yeah. For now, we'll do that much. I'll put the bunnies back in here, so now we've got all that juice inside there. That is pure chicken bone broth with a layer of fat on top, which we have to use the fat separator, i.e. this here. And that I'll show you in a second. So, now that's strained up, I'll put this back over here. Right. Now I use a little jar, or a little thingamajiggen, to... You've probably seen one of these before, I've taken it, but... Okay, so we fill these up. And you'll see the fat sits at the top. You might have to wait for a few seconds for it to rise up, for a couple of minutes. So you can see the layer, that layer up there is the layer of fat. So tip out a little bit at the front, so just took a little bit out. Then get your container, i.e. this, and pour in your batches for each of the individual portion sizes for what you might want for yourself or Angus. Yeah. If you haven't got a fat separator, then there's probably better ones than this out there, so don't get the same one as we've got, because I've seen some that are really good. And when it gets down to there, obviously you've got to fill it up more, otherwise you're going to get more fat come in, because if you go another one, the fat will start to seep up there. By the end of it, you can have a nice lot of fat, which with the final one, if you're going to keep some in the fridge, in a container, so if you're going to use a container like this for the final one, so you've got some fresh stuff that's just not been put in the freezer, then you put the fat on top of that one, because that'll protect it. And that'll make it look so it lasts for like a week, and you just keep on scooping out the layers. So that's it. That's pretty much it. We've got chicken bone broth in abundance. In abundance. Yeah. Enjoy. That's it. Okay, Jill, so a little bit left in there, but you can see from most of it, that's how much fat's left at the top. Not a lot for 2 chucks. Ah, yeah, what are you going to... Yeah, sorry, Mum.
Pretty good going for 2 chickens.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of the juicy to go in with my...
And Mum's coveting the juice.
I'm coveting some juice to go in with the mushrooms and the onions.
Oh, okay, you want it to go in the mushrooms and onions. So Mum wants a bit of the stuff already. So you can pour some in from there, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, fevery.
First the tile.
Yeah, you can put it in gravies, stocks, anything.
Yeah, you can use it in with
chicken stock as well.
Sarah and Simon's vegetables.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll love it. It will really give them a nice nutrient pack.
I'm being naughty.
She's being very naughty. Ignore them. Ignore her. But yeah, it's true though. It's very nutritious. Like very good for oneself.
Yeah, these are just cooked lovely in that juice.
Yeah. I'm just going to simmer down this chicken bone broth in the nice juicy thingamajig. Cool. Right, now what I do is I actually get the rest of these chicken bones and I've done that wrong, and squeeze out the juices from the bones as well, because there's a lot more extra in it. She wants some more. She wants some more. Okay, I'll take that off the top. I didn't know you wanted more. I'm sorry. Oh, so now she's kicking chicken bone broth and giving a bit of fluid underneath the chickens while the chooks are cooking.
Peri barbecue mayo.
Oh, peri and barbecue flavours. Very nice. Yeah. Right. So let's continue that again. One-handed. It's going to be interesting. Oops. Still some juice in there because it's all still been falling down. Oh yeah, if you can, do you want to hold the camera? And I'll squeeze it out because you hold the camera. Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Alright, so we get the rest of the chicken bones.
The expert way with the hand.
Yeah, get dirty. It's all good. Right, now we need something to push it down with, because it's going to be still very, very hot. So I'm going to use something. So, no, it's not too bad. You squeeze all the goodness out of the bones too, and look at the bones. So just break apart. That's how, and all that goodness inside. Oh, the marrow, everything's still all the goodness, and you can eat little bits. Good nutritious bone then. Yeah, probably not too much though, because I don't know how much bone you should have just on its own. But yeah, just squeeze all the nice juices out. That'll all come out of the bones.
And you don't splint yourself.
Yeah, no, these bones are so soft. You probably squirt in my face. Okay, I'm gonna take it. That just literally sprayed. You can literally crush him in
Poppy
your
and
hand.
Angus would love him now. They'd be licking you.
All over me. And that'll just get some extra nutrients from the bones that you won't get in the standard stock, because it can't really get all them bits out. Do be a bit careful though, because yeah, there are some splintery bits in there.
Yeah, there will be.
That'll do. This one will be a bit milkier, so you'll identify it better as well, because it'll have this milky sort of texture. You can see that. It's a bit milkier, whereas these will be clear and like clarified look. This will be a milky look because of the bone juice in there. Delicious, delicioso. Add salt, garlic, and a little bit of
Lemon juice.
chili if you want. That's my mix anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy.
All the little pots.
You're doing well.
And then we've got the Nando's sauces to go. Oh, these are the duck eggs that we just bought on the way home. Each box half a dozen eggs. Each box weighs about the same as a dozen chicken eggs. They're very heavy. And I think to myself, well, I know chicken eggs are sold by weight, but this is ridiculous. These are so heavy. So we should have beautiful, tasty yolks. Shouldn't we?
Well, we should. Yes.
That we should.
Mm. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. I better stop it now. So there we are, Jill. So these are all the ones in these containers. They're the ones that are going to go into the fridge first until they go jellified, and then we can move them into the freezer. That way you can, these are the ones that are going to be lasting a long time. This is the one you want to keep in your fridge with the layer of protective fat on the top until you want to start to use it. And that'll all keep good for a week until you cut the top open, but even then it's probably still at least a few days plus. I didn't put all the fat in because you only need a little protective layer. That's the rest of the fat which we can decant or get rid of, or some people put it on their toast. I don't know what you think about that. I think I'll pass, but yeah. Yeah, and that's the remnants of the bones left over to put into the bin. Cool. Voila. Video for Jill's there. There's the thick jelly. That is bone broth. Jiggle, jiggle.